The following podcast is recorded and produced by Emerge, a media creators co-op, in affiliation with the network at bicbp-radio.com.
Hey, welcome back to an episode of BillsAholic Pod. Fellas, we're on the mic. It's week one of the NFL season. I mean, I don't even remember the last time we were on the mic. It was a little bit after draft time, maybe free agency had just started, right? Or we're on the back end of free agency.
Yeah. Last time we were at the pod, it was just me and Casey.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. There was a podcast. There was a podcast after.
There was no more.
There was. What did Maranto say? A hiatus?
Yeah.
I like it.
We got
hiatus.
We got busy.
Life was lifing for a little bit.
Life was lifing. Things happened. Here we are. We're back, baby. Week one of the NFL season, and the Bills home opener. Home opener. Everybody at this table right now will be there. Maranto, you're going to be watching it from the TV.
Watching it from the TV.
All right. How about it? There you go. Yeah, we'll be representing section. I always mess this up. 337.
I honestly don't know anymore.
Okay.
We'll just have to see.
Okay.
Once we get to say that, if we make it that far.
I was gonna say Travis has been talking about maybe some pregame festives.
We are 21 now.
We are 21.
This is our first season being 21.
It is our first season being 21. Dylan Wilson says, "Yo, what's up, boys? Back at it. Welcome, Dylan. Appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate everybody tuning in. No, we're super excited to be back. Felicio, what's up? We're super excited to be back. Excited to dive into it, break down the game. We got a bunch of things to talk about. We have, and most importantly, we have some business to stand on. We want to make sure that we repeat and become the first back-to-back Emerge champions.
Yep.
So there's a goal here. We'll go over our draft.
Strong rookie season. We're looking for it.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that'll go down in Emerge history. Our rookie season.
Yeah.
And,
yeah. We're picking first, so we're gonna be first.
There we go. Travis said we're picking first, so we're gonna finish in first. Nothing really cringy said this time during the draft.
No.
A lot more teams. What did we have? 8 or 10 last year?
I think it was 8. The first year we only had we had 10. The first year was 8, then it was 10, and now we're up to 12. And bunch of new pods joined us, so it should be fun.
We're excited
for sure.
We drafted a solid team. I can't wait to let them know what our team is.
Absolutely. McKenna says, "What's up?" Oh, she says, "Welcome back." Thank you.
Appreciate it, McKenna.
Thank you. We're glad to be back. Speaking of that, let's take a look. Let's just jump into. We're already talking about the team, so let's pull up the team. Travis, drafted by yours truly, Travis and Chris.
Now we went at an interesting approach. We sort of followed Tink in his approach. Because at first we were worried about a quarterback because Josh was taken off the board with the first 5 picks.
Oh yeah, at least.
And
whoa, that was like you don't go quarterback that early, and
yeah.
Josh Allen went in the first round. We're sitting there like we're scratching our heads like what?
He was the first.
That was the first.
His
quarterback.
first. His
Oh,
first.
7/16 first pick.
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
Which I'm not surprised he did that.
yeah. Especially after that comment I made a couple days before, because I said everyone should do the BillsAholic Pod a favor and just keep Josh on the board until at least the second round for us.
I think we can both agree we're pretty content with where we're.
Yeah, well, the skill players just kept falling to us, so why not keep taking them?
We
don't need a solid quarterback if all the skills players keep dropping to us.
We do have a little bit of a squad here. Starting at quarterback, you'd be shocked. You'd be shocked from a Bills podcast. Tua turned the ball over as our starting quarterback.
Yeah,
Tua Tagovailoa.
I like it though.
That's our
4th round. You can't
quarterback.
beat that.
I would say we got him real late. So there's some value there. This one right here.
First pick.
Come on.
First pick.
Christian McCaffrey. The guy does it all. Runs the touchdowns, catches the touchdowns, and he's thrown a couple touchdowns. I believe he's thrown 1 or 2 touchdowns in his career.
Oh, he has for sure.
He can do a little bit of everything. Kenneth Walker at the running back 2.
It's RB1. Seahawks.
Our wide receivers, Chris Olave, Zay Flowers, and then tight end Sam Laporta.
Wait till you guys hear our tight end core.
Sam Laporta,
Oh
Brock Bowers.
It's so nasty.
And then on our flex is this flex? Yeah, this is flex. Zamir White, Adonai Mitchell, Cameron Dicker at kicker, and Eagles defense. So
Okay,
it's
I
a
like
little,
it. It's a good little team.
The bench, we got Tyler Algier, Luke McCaffrey. So we got the McCaffrey brothers on the team.
We had to do it.
Adam
we had to.
Thielen, Cameron Sutton. And then here's where Travis is continuing with the tight end core. Pat Fryermuth on the bench.
Not bad.
And then we also drafted OBJ real late.
Oh yeah,
So we can have that at some point.
for
throughout the
sure.
season. So
Who was
nice.
our fuck it pick, Chris?
Pat DeMarco. I did release Pat DeMarco,
Wait,
by the way.
fullback?
I did release.
We
I
had-
did.
We had to draft at least one Bills player.
I drafted
Oh,
him.
yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
So we went former Bills player. I drafted him. I did release him. Pat DeMarco. He was on the BillsAholic pod fantasy football team for all of about 5 minutes. I have not filled that empty position.
That's
yet,
just gonna
so
stay empty until
Cut him
So-
right after.
As soon as somebody drops Josh Allen, we'll pick him up. We'll be there.
That's how
We'll
it
be there.
roll.
We got the spot open on the bench.
or Kalishkir.
Or Shakir.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
Shakir.
Oh yeah.
No, yeah. I mean, hey, we're looking to run it back. That's the goal, right? That's what we were standing. We're standing on business.
Who do we play week 1, Chris?
Week 1 is BillsAholic pod versus Tank Talk.
Oh,
Is that a rematch?
I need to hear a little.
Who did
bit
we play
about
in the
that
Super Bowl?
team.
We played
Did we play Tank?
no, it was I want to say it was
I can't even remember.
Oh, it's Nico's podcast.
Oh, it was him.
Yeah.
It was him. It was him.
Yeah, it was Big Yak.
yeah,
Big
Big
Yak.
Yak.
Big Yak. Yeah, that definitely. That's right.
You wanted to hear a little bit about,
About
Tank's squad?
Tank. I want to hear a little bit about Tank's
Got it.
team. Yeah.
You got
His team: Jared Goff,
Okay.
Jonathan Taylor. He he's gonna have a couple Colts players.
Oh yeah. He got
because we were joking all night or a little bit. Getting Anthony Richardson.
you. Oh,
Yeah,
for stealing from him.
yeah. Raheem Mostert, AJ Brown, Michael Pittman, another Colts player.
Yeah.
Evan Ingram, DJ Moore. Tank Dell was an interesting pick. For what he did play last year. Yeah, he had some crazy games last year.
7 touchdowns in 10 games. You said.
Yeah, I think I
Yeah.
got Tank down on my squad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got Jordan Addison, Jake Moody, Lions defense. What's his name? Marshawn Lynch from the Packers.
Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah. Bucky Irving, Blake Corum, Gus Edwards, Romeo Dobbs, Quentin Johnston, and Isaiah Likely.
He's got a good little team
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
He does. He'll be 0-1 going into
Week
2.
1.
Oh,
Oh,
he'll
yeah.
be Week 1 he'll be all
It'll be 0-2, 0-3. Just keep it going. No, I'm not.
So here we are, boys. I mean, it's right there, right? I mean, it's Tuesday night. We got to get through one more day. If we've gotten through the whole entire offseason, I like our odds of being able to get through the last Wednesday before football
right.
shows up here on Thursday night.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of football this week. I mean, Thursday night football, you got your Friday night game in Brazil, and then Saturday college football, which I'm trying to get into this year. I'm trying to get into college football, so I do plan on watching some college football Saturday night,
Mm-hmm.
and then Sunday morning, like Travis and I already alluded to, we will find ourselves in a parking lot somewhere in a parking lot,
Having fun.
having some fun. Having some fun
21
in a
years
parking
old.
lot.
I remember being 21. No,
Yeah.
I'm messing.
Hey man, you better have a couple on Sunday.
I don't. My birthday.
I remember your 21st.
You do?
I remember your 21st.
I don't know.
It was good time.
we were pretty out of it.
Well, that
We
was
were.
that was a good night, but Joel just kept feeding us shots, man. So
Well,
that
now
was-
that you're 21, you can go to the game and drink.
Yeah.
well, yeah.
That's a
So
big
That's
thing.
what makes it fun.
that does make it definitely more enjoyable. There's no loophole to work around, right? Because last year it was giving my 21-year-old friends my debit card for them to go down and buy me drinks. Now it's like I can just do it.
Take my money.
Shout out to Jacob if he's in here because he was doing that for me at the games last year. So, but yeah, no, it's a little bit more fun. But that takes the fun away from it a little bit, man. So if I'm
Right.
being honest,
Yo, I
It's-
get it.
it's a little bit less fun now that it's okay. Now that it's just like oh, okay, you're allowed to do that now. So
Right. No, I get it.
That definitely takes the fun out of it a tad. But no, I'm excited for Bill's season to be back. I mean, I'm very excited to get into the game. I know, Bills Cardinals. Let's just get into it. Let's just get into
Let's
it.
get to it.
Let's get into it. Bills Cardinals. Cardinals coming to town. I would tell you right now, looking at the schedule, and the reason I want to just dive into it is because I've looked, of course, when you're this close, I will admit it's like that's all I think about 24/7
Oh, me
is
too.
the Bills season.
Mhm.
And I look at the schedule, and this game really feels. I can't even believe I'm going to say this because it's week 1, and you'd probably be like, why the hell are you saying this? But it kind of feels like it's a trap game, dude. Like,
Yeah.
you look at the Bills' schedule, and their next 4 games after this are not easy.
No,
I'm not even saying the Cardinals are easy,
no.
but it's like you cannot overlook the Cardinals because you got to win this game because you got the Dolphins, Jags, Texans.
Yes, that's exactly who it is.
Dolphins, Jags, Texans after this.
4
So
tough games. And then you got to look at the rest of it. We can get into that, but finish. Go ahead. What do you got about the game?
Tough.
For sure. My bad. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. It's just this game brings a little bit more because you know what happened last time we played the Cardinals. We met the Cardinals.
Hail Murray.
Yeah, I was 2 jobs ago working at Village Eatery. I saw we were winning late. Diggs just caught the touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
I decided to take my 10-minute break outside while I was trying to watch the game, and it just broke my heart.
Oh,
you see the ball go up and then right into DeAndre Hopkins' hands.
I had that problem. I didn't mean to cut you off. When that game was going on, the power went out at the house.
Did it?
And we saw Diggs score the touchdown
over Pat Pete. Yeah.
Over Pat Pete, yeah, because I just saw it on Instagram the other day. I'm pretty sure right after the touchdown was their game-winning drive, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And the power went out right after Diggs got up and he celebrated. And the power was out for a good five minutes, maybe 3-4. You know what I mean? Anyways, all of a sudden it kicks back on and you just see DeAndre Hopkins up there. And it's like, are you freaking kidding me?
I was going to say, I definitely remember we were over at Olivia's house watching the game, and I can definitely remember like the power goes out, power comes back on. Luckily, her power came back on a lot faster than that. So like we saw like the last couple of plays.
Yeah.
But it's like, I will admit, I hate watching the game at anybody else's house. It's not mine because you see him catch that ball, and it's so hard to not mother F up and down, throw something, hit something. Like if it was at my house, there's a good chance a hole's going through the wall. I mean, hands going through the wall.
Yeah.
Like
there's a good chance 2 hands are going.
I was gonna say like I can only imagine how Travis would have been, but like I'm sitting there.
You ever hear that story?
You have to contain yourself a little bit, and I'll be the first to admit that took a lot out of me. But if I was at my own house, I probably would have thrown something, man. I was so mad. I was so mad. But then I texted him. I was like, the Bills are not losing another game this year. And they didn't. They ran the table up until they lost in the AFC Championship game to the Chiefs. Yeah, they quite literally ran the table. So that was fun though. That was fun. I just knew that was going to be one of those like games that left a bad taste in the Bills' mouth. For sure. And they just never looked back.
We had those games every single year.
Oh, every year. Like
it's the midseason fall down, man. It's the McDermott thing.
That's the big thing. Like I just want to add one thing real quick. Like you said, that first game might be a trap game. I really could see a lot of these games on the schedule being like that. Obviously, we're not we're a top team, obviously, in the league. You know what I mean? We have been the last how many years? Mm-hmm. Like Chris was saying, the schedule this year is a lot tougher than it's been in the past. So, I mean, it's the Bills. So, obviously, I want to see them do their thing, but all we can do is wait and see, you know?
Yeah, right.
That's all there is to it.
I'm really excited to see how this new offense under a full offseason Joe Brady looks week 1.
Oh, I'm excited too. Yeah. You saw what happened at the end of last year.
Mm-hmm. Now he gets a full offseason to implement things, and I just can't wait to see week 1.
Oh, me neither.
Because I know we're not looking past the Cardinals. I know that. But, like, on paper, their defense, you should be allowed to do what you want to do. And we'll get into that when we look at the keys of the game, and I'll let you know about that. But that's where I'm at with the Cardinals game, briefly.
It's going to be a good game.
I really think, like you were just kind of saying, you got Joe Brady having a whole entire offseason to really kind of put in his own offense. And I don't think it's going to look crazy different from what it looked like at the end of the year last year. I think you're going to see a lot of similar things. Like there's going to be new things, but the guy I really think that's going to take a huge step in the Bills offense this year and is going to really be a big, like he's going to be, I think that the offense runs through him is Dalton Kincaid. Yeah. I would say you're wearing his jersey right there. I mean, it's no secret. The whole entire training camp, all we heard was how well he was playing, how much they were using him. Like he's going to be a vocal point in the Bills offense, which I'm definitely excited about because the guy is a playmaker. But you saw that's what I want to touch on because you mentioned how you saw Joe Brady take a big step towards the end of the season. The last half of the season, that man right there took a big step. He definitely did. And he took a couple late in the playoffs. Like
you find him up the seam. He's there.
I say he started to get open up the seam, and it was just I think you're going to see a lot of that. I think you'll see a lot of that on Sunday. The other guy I think the Bills are going to use a lot in their offense is Curtis Samuel. I think Curtis Samuel is going to get used a lot in the Bills offense. I love the way that they were utilizing him a little. They used him in the first game against the Bears, that first drive or two.
Yeah, then he didn't play the rest. Yeah,
which is all right. Like understandably,
he's a starter. We know
the guy's he's going to be a starting wide receiver for this team.
Got paid starter money. We know he's a starter.
He can do a little bit of it all. He can line up in the slide. He can line up outside. He can take handoffs.
Yeah, he can.
I'm pretty sure last time he was in Joe Brady's offense, he took 40-something handoffs or something crazy like that.
I was going to say we're going to see a decent amount of Curtis Samuel here, lining up the wide out, going up, jet sweeps. We're going to see a little bit of all. That's Joe Brady. That's ultimately Joe Brady's guy.
Yeah. Oh, I could see that for sure.
And the reason why Curtis Samuel is here is because of Joe Brady.
I was saying it always has been. I mean, you look what he did in Carolina. He had his best, I think, the best years of his career in Carolina with Joe Brady. Like, if I'm not mistaken, I wish I had the stats pulled up on my phone.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, he had his best years of his career with Joe Brady, and I don't think anything's going to change here. I think he's primed. He's in a better position. He's got a better quarterback. He's got a better offense around him as far as other weapons to utilize, and he's got his offensive coordinator. So I think as long as he stays healthy, I think you're probably looking at a guy that's probably going to have a career year with the Bills
for sure.
And you know what? And it sucks because obviously the guy that I said in April when we drafted him was Keon Coleman. That's the guy that I was like, that's who the Bills. That's going to be the Bills' leading receiver. Okay, we're a couple months removed. We're training camp in. We're preseason in. We're here in the regular season. I will be the first to admit that I think Curtis Samuel probably is going to be the guy. Curtis Samuel or Khalil Shakir, but I think Curtis Samuel might edge out Khalil Shakir in the statistics category if you had to ask me.
In my opinion, I think in a way the Bills are trying to hide Keon a little bit.
That's
you didn't see many targets go to him in the preseason. He was on the field.
He was there. He played.
The second game when Ben DiNucci was almost all game because of the rain in Pittsburgh. Keon Coleman was there all 4 quarters. He was even there with the third stringers. So he was playing, but not the targets that we wanted to see him get early and get his feet wet. But in my opinion, I think they're trying to keep him a little bit of a secret.
For sure.
My ass was getting frustrated during the preseason. Especially that game. You're sitting there watching Keon Coleman.
Hand off.
Out there with the third and fourth stringers. And you're like, Keon Coleman should be just burning these guys or breaking their ankles, running routes or mossing them or something.
Word for word is what he's saying right now. Is what he said.
And I'm sitting there, I'm like, he's just not doing that. It's not that he wasn't doing anything. They were just running the ball. And they were doing it well. There was no reason to not run the ball.
You got to take an effect, too, that Ben DiNucci was there for 2 days.
Yeah, Ben DiNucci.
That's the thing.
And now he's not.
Ben DiNucci was hot garbage.
He was. Look at dude. He took over for Dak, and I really think it was because of that offense. The offense in Dallas is built for an average quarterback to be good. You know what I mean?
Is that you calling Dak Prescott?
I was gonna say, is that calling you Dak Prescott?
No. Oh, okay. Dak is definitely way more than average. But I'm just saying, didn't he go 3-0, 4-0 with him?
I don't remember. I just remember the Ben DiNucci memes on TikTok.
I thought Ben DiNucci had a really good year with Dallas. The year Dak got hurt.
The media, man. Ben DiNucci, Trace McSorley.
Yo, oh my God. I haven't heard that name in years.
I think he got cut.
Was he from Penn State?
He was.
So.
Yeah. He was Penn State.
Yo, and he was nice, but yeah, like you said, he wasn't NFL, I guess.
Yeah.
Type.
No, definitely not. But I can't believe I'm so tired of Mitch Trubisky being the Bills' backup quarterback, if I'm being honest with you. I actually do think
I wanted someone cool like Tyler Huntley.
Oh, I know. You're telling me that's actually the guy, when I play Madden franchise, that's the guy I go after all the time because I think Tyler Huntley is just a cool backup quarterback. Mitch Trubisky might be just one of the worst quarterbacks you can watch.
Oh, at least.
He is not fun to watch, and I will say it right now, something happens to Josh Allen. There's not a quarterback that could step in that would be even remotely in the same atmosphere. There's nothing you could even get close to replacing that, right?
Right.
But Mitch Trubisky doesn't even give you a fighting chance. Mitch Trubisky gives you a fighting chance of competing for a top 7 overall draft pick.
That's not
I'm going to be very no, dude.
I don't know if
his one interception I watched him throw against was it the Bears?
Right to the safety.
I was like,
he's bad.
The wide receiver was open. He put it so far above his head. I was like, dude, what was he seeing?
I remember that. Yeah.
What the hell was the guy seeing? I don't know. How did he get hurt? It's like watching me play football. Like, how did he get hurt? Like I'm confused. Did he get hit? Like,
what was it? His shoulder?
His knee, I thought.
Knee.
I don't
think it was
even
his
remember
knee.
what
You
happened.
know, I'm a knee professional.
He's
I guess.
terrible. Who's gonna be the backup then without him? Or is it that kid from KC?
No, it's just
Mr. Trubisky.
he's hurt too.
He is?
Yeah.
Shane, whatever.
Yeah.
Is he in the practice squad?
No, did we cut him? I have no clue.
I could have
We don't
swore there was.
We don't even know who. We don't even know who's on the practice
I know
squad.
he was hurt.
I don't even
That's
know
all.
who's on the 53. What type of Bills fan am I?
Well, I heard, aren't they? I could be wrong. Maybe it was next year or this year. They're going to add a emergency quarterback and not count it on the 53-man roster. Have you heard that? Or not
I'm
really?
sure. I think I did. Hear
Yeah,
something
after
like
that, like Cleveland game.
Yes, that's
where
what
they
it
had
was.
like 4 different quarterbacks.
And yeah, couldn't help it.
Speaking of, you know what? You know what's kind of cool. And we'll just talk about it on the podcast real quick. Because you mentioned how many quarterbacks they went through and then they had to have emergency quarterback. How about that? Me selling that car to Adrikowski.
Oh yeah.
And the quick cool story about that is he played wide receiver for the Bills in the 60s, and then in 1968 had to play quarterback for the Bills. And because all the quarterbacks got hurt, so they needed him to step up.
Mm-hmm.
And here we are. Guy steps up. Has one of the most notorious plays in Bills history, fumbles the ball against the Raiders, loses to the Raiders. Bills draft O.J. Simpson. I sold a car to the guy that the reason the Bills got O.J. Simpson. That's the way I'm putting it.
Oh yeah.
That's the way I'm gonna put it.
Yeah.
That's the way.
It's a good feeling type of thing.
That's the way I'm gonna put it. That's the way I'm hearing it.
You get a picture with him or anything?
No, I didn't want to.
I don't remember that game. I'm not that old, but my dad definitely remembered talking about that game. Like I remember my dad telling me about like the AFL Bills and you were talking about. So is the Bills' philosophy just like something happens to Josh, we're dead, and we're not going to care. Like we're not going to put on the illusion that we're going to have a backup quarterback that's going to do anything. Like, is that it's right?
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right.
Yeah,
I'm with you there. It happens.
There really is no other. There's like,
I'm just sick of these 1-year backup quarterback deals.
I mean, it's a thing though.
It is a thing, but like you look at for example, you look at Lamar Jackson, Tyler Huntley. Before Tyler Huntley left for the Browns, he was there for a minute.
Oh yeah,
pretty sure Tyler Huntley's back.
Now he's back on the Ravens.
Yep, he went back there. Yeah, I remember.
So I just want familiarity like that,
something like that,
or a good backup quarterback.
Perfect example. You just said Lamar and Tyler Huntley, Josh Allen and Mitch Trubisky, like it was years ago, right?
I guess Mitch Trubisky did. He was here for a year, left.
Yeah,
played some really god awful football for Pittsburgh,
came
back. So.
I mean, there's your answer.
I'm not talking about that familiarity.
I was saying, I can't stress how god awful that football was.
There must be a reason, though, they like him. There must be, whether it's for practice purposes and or he has a good relationship with Josh or whatever it is. Like he's really maybe there's things that he does, the locker room, the sideline stuff that they're just really that he's very good at. Like maybe he's going to be a coach someday type of thing where they just really like his personality and he's helpful.
Matt Barkley.
Perfectly said. Another good example.
There's a backup quarterback. Matt Barkley. I was a fan of him when he was here. You know what? Not a guy that, again, there's no backup quarterback that when Josh Allen gets hurt is going to step in.
That's all I'm trying to
win
say.
you a bunch of games.
No,
like we know the Bills' way. We know if they like the guy, personality wise, he's got a good he got a good background. He's going to stay around. He's got a good attitude. He's got a good attitude for locker room. He'll stay around. The Bills are that type of organization.
John Peretti in the comments.
What's he saying?
He says, as fans, we think that if Josh gets hurt, the whole ship will sink. But in reality, McDermott, the players, and the staff will not just throw the towel in on the season. No, and
I like that, Johnny.
Okay. Well, okay. Let me put it like this. Like, I'm not sitting here and saying that the Bills are just going to throw the towel if that happens. I'm saying there is no shot that the Bills, even no matter how hard they try, will even have a fighting chance to.
Did you see Mitch in the preseason?
Relevant. And I don't even.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not even going to go off of the preseason because like the preseason. There wasn't a lot of a sample size,
right?
But what there was bad, and that leads me to believe that.
But the second,
I want to go off of what Pittsburgh looked like.
I know,
like how, and it's not like the Bills' offense. Yes, they have weapons. They have weapons that I think are going to do really well for Josh. They fit for Josh. This offense is built around Josh Allen.
For sure it is.
You throw a different quarterback in there, and you look at the Bills' offense, and you're scratching your head, and you're like, wow.
Right.
Like,
And us fans are looking at when the pocket collapses and the offensive linemen get beat, we can count on Josh to extend the play on his own. We can count on him to throw people open, or we can count on him to use his legs. Mitch Trubisky gets a little bit of pressure, he falls down.
He's terrible.
That's all I'm trying to say.
let's hope these hypotheticals never have to happen, though, man. I mean,
there's a lot of teams where that's the case, right? Like,
my bad,
does
buddy.
anyone believe that, like, the Kansas City Chiefs, if they lost Patrick Mahomes for 6 games, that they're going anywhere without Patrick Mahomes? The Chiefs are great. Don't get me wrong. The coach is amazing. But let's be honest. It's Patrick Mahomes. I was watching whatever it was today, and they were saying, like, it's not just the wins. It's the fact that he just gets in your way. Like, he's just a guy that you can't get past. He's in your head. He's in everybody's head. It's not just the Bills. He's in everybody's head.
Oh, yeah.
And so, like, let's be honest. Like, there's a bunch of teams that if they lose their number one, the Jets, Miami, like, let's be honest. Like most of these teams are structured so that their they may have a young guy that they drafted because he was similar to the guy they had or something. But let's be honest, half the league, like, if their guy goes down, they're pretty much dead in the water. I don't mean that the coach is giving up, but you're practical that if you lose your number one guy, you're probably screwed.
Right, exactly. It's like how the game goes type of thing today. You know what I mean?
I would say, like he just alluded to, that's the whole league. Like, and that's a perfect example. The Chiefs lose Patrick Mahomes. Who are the Chiefs?
Right.
Like,
Exactly.
you can have a solid offense, a great tight end, decent wide receivers, and one of the best offensive minded head coaches in the NFL. But if you don't have your guy to lead the team,
then they're right.
What do you got? Right. So
exactly.
I mean, like I said, these are all just hypotheticals that we hope as Bills fans we do not have to live through. But let's shift this to some more positive notes for the Buffalo Bills and the 53-man roster. And let's talk about a little bit of a local legend here.
Mm-hmm.
Buffalo Joe.
Buffalo Joe
went to school right around. Well, I'm not gonna say right around the corner, but not too far from here. You hop on the thruway, you can get to Lancaster pretty fast.
Right,
so that's pretty damn cool.
Oh yeah.
Good high school football program by itself.
They got a great high school football program.
Us Lockport guys would know far too well.
We just love getting crushed every year by Lancaster.
Getting crushed by Lancaster. But yeah, Buffalo Joe on the 53-man roster seemed like a long shot. Seemed like a real long shot heading into training camp, and then you started hearing it started like picking up speed, right? Like, this Buffalo Joe guy making plays in training camp. You get him into the preseason, starts making plays in week 1 of the preseason, and all of a sudden, we're here against the Steelers week 2, and this guy's out there with the starters. He's out there with the starters. He gets 12 tackles. He's playing against starters, and he's out there with the Bills starters.
Everywhere.
And then he played the whole entire game. Then I kind of had a feeling when we got into that third and final preseason game, and he played the whole game again, you knew he had a pretty damn good chance at making the 53 because they just weren't putting anybody else in there to have a fighting chance to take his spot. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, I mean, but he got, unfortunately, kind of lucky with what the linebacker core looked like. I mean, obviously, again, we're in a year where Matt Milano finds himself on IR.
It's
out for the season. Well, out for most of the season. We're hearing there's a fighting chance at the end. But he finds himself in a situation where I'm not going to say easier to make the team at the linebacker position, but it's probably the easiest it's been in years to make the team at the linebacker position without having Matt Milano ready to go.
Well, I just want to touch on one thing. Is he an inside guy or an outside guy?
I think he's more, wouldn't he be more of an inside guy? So I understand Matt Milano's more of like an outside guy, but I'm saying like just in general, because you got to have Dorian Williams now step up in place of Matt Milano, and then what Nicholas Morrow, did he make the 53?
Yeah,
so
he did.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was just going to ask you about Nicholas Morrow because I was going to say, who is that guy? You said the Bills announced their starters. So it is Terrell Bernard and Dorian Williams.
I didn't hear about that.
Oh, you guys said that they released their starters.
They did release.
Oh, my bad. Today. I just heard about the one thing.
Because I was gonna say I'm a big Nicholas Morrow guy. He's a veteran. He's 29 years old. He's been in the league for a little bit, but he came off a good season with the Eagles.
Oh yeah, he did.
96 tackles, couple sacks, a lot of assist tackles. He had a really solid season with that Eagles defense.
He did.
and he plays special teams. That's probably why he made the team too, because he's special teams and he knows what it's like to be on a starting caliber defense, like he was with the Eagles.
Right, exactly.
So I was looking at him to potentially start too, if not Dorian Williams.
Well, so it looks like from what I see on here, the linebackers are Dorian Williams and Terrell Bernard, and then underneath that you'd have so it has weak side Dorian Williams, middle linebacker Terrell Bernard, and then they have Nicholas Morrow by himself on the strong. I think that's a strong linebacker, like the strong side. But then you got underneath him is that rookie that I'm just
Adefon Ulafoshu.
Not even going to try. And then Joe Andreessen. And then under Terrell Bernard, it's just Balin Spector.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
My boy Balin Spector. How about him?
That
was my guy last year.
He was your guy last year, and I remember talking about him. I just couldn't see nothing special. He has potential, but
I'm hoping.
I mean, he's got Terrell Bernard
I'm
starting over him, you said?
Okay.
He's got a lot of guys before.
He's got Terrell Bernard, but let's be real. Terrell Bernard, he took the league by surprise last year. That's already, if he can continue what he did last year and somehow improve, that's going to be one of the best linebackers in the league.
People are already talking it, especially the year he had last year.
This is true.
Right.
This is true.
Oh, yeah.
At least Josh Allen made the 53-man roster.
He's so crazy for that.
I'm just happy they got him listed as first on the depth chart, bro.
I think that's like the first thing, all the way to the top.
You think Brandon Bean on his board was like, all right, we'll just put that right up there. We'll just make this really easy. We just got to find 52 other guys.
That's exactly what he did. I mean, it's Josh Allen, dude. That's like we were just saying, that's your franchise. That's your guy. Like,
I'm messing around. I'm definitely messing around.
I'm messing with you too, though.
But Joe Andreessen, local guy, so out of Lancaster, graduated, played football there. 2 years ago, he was in the parking lot with us tailgating.
Yeah.
So that's pretty impressive.
One thing.
And then, what's up?
Didn't he go to UB or something his last year?
His last year, transferred to UB.
Yeah, transferred to UB.
For his last year. And then, I mean, crazy enough, obviously goes undrafted, but doesn't get, not like signed as an undrafted rookie free agent. So, like, you got to imagine, those undrafted rookie free agents, they usually have a long shot to make a team.
Oh yeah, never. He
gets invited to minicamp down with the Chiefs and the Bills.
Yeah,
goes down with the Chiefs. Nothing happens with that. Comes up here to Buffalo. Gets invited to participate in training camp and stuff like that.
Stuff like that.
Ends up making the roster. Which
it's like the Mark Wahlberg movie.
That's exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. They're gonna make if this goes well. They're gonna make a movie after this.
Oh, they will. They probably will.
Yeah, that's a great movie. That's a great movie, by the way.
It is.
But that's Vince Papali.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a great movie. One of my favorite. Invincible is the movie name.
Yep.
I loved that movie growing up. That was one of my favorite football movies, man.
Mm-hmm.
Real good movie. That's what we got going on local here in Buffalo. So that's pretty cool.
Go to a different position group on the defense. We were kind of messing around with the idea a couple of days before it happened. Safety, former first round pick with the Vikings, Lewis Seen.
Yes. Georgia
safety. We were messing around with the idea. We didn't think it was going to happen. I mean, he might have been he was a decent name. Like, he's still a name. He's still a first round pick, and he somehow lands with Buffalo. Well, he was going to the Jets. Hey,
and then
connections. Yeah, connections, man. Connections.
Die.
He was a safety coach in Georgia. It's all about connections in the NFL.
It's all it is in the NFL, yeah.
And hey, he's young. He's a former first round pick. Maybe his former college coach, now NFL coach, can bring the best out of him. And hey, you might have another starter here next year, 2 years from now.
I really do like that signing, and it's crazy because I'm going to be the first to tell you that of all of the signings, this is going to be crazy. I'm going to say it. That is one of my favorite signings of the whole entire offseason that comes this late, right before the season.
Yeah.
I love, dude, I'm being so for real. I liked what he did for Minnesota. You watch him his college tape. The dude's a baller. Like,
dude's
really
a hard
is.
hitter.
He's a hard hitter. I think he's so young. Like, that's the thing. He's so young. And
it's just that low risk, high reward.
I was gonna say there's so much like so much of an upside, in my opinion, with this guy. And he sits on the practice squad now and has a chance, which I think he does have a chance at with what our safety core looks like. Give him some time to learn the playbook, get comfortable with Buffalo. And I think that's a guy that you probably eventually see up on the 53-man roster. But I'm excited about him.
I'm a big fan of that.
I'm definitely excited about him. You got Sean McDermott, who's been great at developing these young guys, and then you got Bobby Babich as the defensive coordinator, who, look no further, has developed a lot of good talent for the Bills.
Oh,
A
He's
lot of
bounced
good
around
talent.
the defense.
And now he's the head of the defense, in charge of all of it. Which, by the way, Bobby Babbage calling defensive plays.
yeah.
That I was curious to see how that was going to go, because obviously McDermott calling defensive plays, like we'll see.
That's the thing. I mean, I personally, I don't mean to cut you off. I thought it was going to work out a little bit last year, but I mean, we've even talked about it, texted, hanging out and stuff. Like, he's not aggressive, like corner. Like, how would you say that?
He plays
The
soft.
corners
on
don't
the-
get up in the
Yeah,
face.
the
of wide
corners
receivers.
They
aren't-
play
yeah.
5 to 7 yards
5 to
off
s-
of Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson, guys like that.
And then you get one wrong move, cooked. There you go. You know what I mean?
He plays like he's content when he's up 2 scores.
And you can't.
You
have
can't
to
do
be
that.
aggressive.
I don't want to see mercy. I don't want to see you throw the white flag in. I want to see you pound that offense.
Mm-hmm. That's the way it needs to be.
Yeah, so no, I'm pretty excited.
I have no idea.
All
I'm
right,
assuming
have-
that's
wanna see.
that's the guy next door.
That-
I'm gonna go look.
that's
We'll
that's
just
an
keep on
interesting one.
talking.
All right, well,
So,
What were you guys say though?
I was gonna say, you guys are talking safeties. I want to get our boy DeMar Hamlin being your week 1 starting free
the
safety.
good news is you can't really hear that on the stream, by the way.
Okay, good. So,
So DeMar Hamlin.
I want to know what your guys' thoughts on DeMar being our week 1 safety. Like, he's gonna be out there. You know, the guy died playing football,
Yeah.
and he's not a bad player, obviously, but he's not a star.
Well,
He's
So-
not a good.
Well, people fail to remember he played pretty solid ball when Mike
He
Hyde
did.
and Jordan Poyer had their stints of
He
playing of being injured. He
didn't.
played solid ball. He made his tackles when he should have. He was there, and people failed to forget that.
Oh, he was.
And to your point about what happened in Cincinnati with the whole DeMar Hamlin thing, I heard Brandon Beane talk about that a little bit. And what I found most interesting about it is he kind of pointed it back towards, like, so last year, he obviously had to get comfortable with the game of football again. I mean, like you said, he died on the football field, gets brought back to life, plays football again, decides he's going to play football again. And that's a big thing, right? Like that's a huge thing that none of us will even remotely know what that's like. But my point being is Brandon Beane kind of, you know, he told media that it's almost, you got to look at it like the whole Trey White and Von Miller situation where they got hurt and they had a year back and they didn't look like the same player when they first came back, right?
Exactly.
Like
right.
Trey White, that first year when he got back, I was like, oh my God, this guy looks like he's burnt toast every week. And then that year, right before this past year, before he tore his Achilles, we started to see Pro Bowl Trey come back. Like all pro Trey was there.
And a
Yeah.
couple
Started making
picks
plays,
early
started
on.
making picks. Good
Can we just
passes.
promise to never try the fake punt again?
Yeah, right.
Because unfortunately, like I'm going to remember that for the rest of my life.
Oh, that's
Because
gotta be
I
a
was
play.
on a plane. I went to Vegas, so I'm on the plane, and we're trying to get. Ever been on a plane and try to watch like the free TV?
No.
Because you couldn't. Obviously, there's no other way to do it. So we're all on the plane, and everybody's coming back from Vegas. It's direct flight from Vegas. Half the flight is people wearing Buffalo shit. Like it was, it was that game. And I just heard the whole plane groaned at the exact same time. Like
I couldn't even imagine. what
I
that's
was like, oh, what are we doing? Like, I mean, it
That's
was
the
like
thing,
it was like we're Disney channeling this. We're gonna have this magical moment. I mean, and unfortunately, like he had never done that before. Why are we doing that? And that you said it a couple seconds ago. Like we should crush these teams when we have a lead. And McDermott's got this like, okay, we did enough. And I think that's why I'm glad that we have an offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator that just he can stand there on the side and let those guys do the job.
Exactly. Wait, I do got one thing to say about that DeMar Hamlin fake punt. If I'm not mistaken, didn't McCole Hardman fumble the ball like that drive, that fake punt? We missed it. They were right there, ready to score.
Yes.
and
he
they
fumbled on the
it
1
in
yard line.
end zone, and we got the ball back.
Yes.
So it worked out, but not. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, that was the craziest couple minutes because sitting where we sit, it's like we watched DeMar Hamlin. It looked like he had motioned a couple of different times, and it looked so obvious that I was like, there might be a chance this guy's getting the ball here. And they snapped it to him, and you're just like, oh,
Oh, man.
like you're holding your head like, and that's the thing that I like about sitting in those seats is like sitting down where I would normally sit. is I might not see something like that, like him motioning like that, because it looked like he was motioning a couple of times, like he went like to the right and then to the left,
He did.
and then all of a sudden they snapped it, and he had the ball, and you're just like, oh God, no. But to your point, we're all deflated. We're like, oh my God, the Chiefs are just going to punch this in the end zone. It's going to be like a 2-possession game. There's clock. You're looking at the clock. Like clock is not in our favor. This game's looking like it could be over. And then Miko Hardman fumbled on the one into the end zone, and that feeling like felt so crazy. Like I was like, oh my God, like the Bills might have a chance here.
Oh, I really did. I thought it.
The rest is history, just like every year has been history so far.
Yeah. Hey, we're back at the end this year.
We're back at it again.
No, but to what I was saying about DeMar Hamlin is like Von Miller, he didn't look like himself last year. He didn't really start to pick it up until the end of the season. Like he said, he probably shouldn't even have been out there for most of those games.
Right.
But Trey White, like that's what I'm saying. Like Trey White takes that step in that second season. I think DeMar Hamlin could be the same thing. DeMar Hamlin gets football back under his belt. He like just life in general, right? Like the guy watched his life flash before his eyes.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be scary getting that first hit, but it's not. It hasn't been about that. Like for DeMar, this whole offseason, it's been about football. Like it's been about it's been normal. Like last offseason, all you heard about DeMar Hamlin was, ooh, he's finally putting pads on. Ooh, he's finally taking reps in practice. Ooh, he finally played in a game. He took that first hit. Everything was a first. Everything was super important. He had the spotlight on him. And now, yes, okay, he's got the spotlight on him because he's a starting safety. But my point is, it's all about football. It's all about football now. It's not about what happened in Cincinnati.
Exactly.
Like that's behind him. He can worry about football. He can worry about the playbook and all that stuff. So I'm excited. I'm excited for him. I like Travis said, I don't think he played bad. I think he'll be serviceable. He's not he's not a Jordan Poyer or Micah Hyde.
No.
Like he's not going to be the prime like guy like that, but I mean, he's definitely going to be serviceable. I think he'd probably be the more serviceable starting safety the Bills have on their roster right now. So it is
Rapp and Hamlin week 1?
Well, I was just thinking,
I'm excited about Taylor Rapp.
I think that's who it is, but I was just going to kind of add on that thing you guys were saying, DeMar. Like if you look at, I mean, obviously I know like we got the Cole Bishop, the rookie, Mike Edwards from KC.
Yep.
I mean, DeMar's one of them guys. He knows the playbook already. He's like probably the best guy there right now. You know what I mean?
You forgot my favorite one.
Who? Safety?
You forgot my favorite safety on the Bills.
What's his number?
It's 40. Is it 40? Is it? No, it's 39.
Yeah. Oh, Jefferson? Cam Lewis?
I was just sitting next to him at the UB game, man.
He was at the game?
He was at the game. At first it was weird. So like I'm sitting there with my coworkers and I look up. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, Joe, that's Cam Lewis, safety for the Bills. He's like, no, it's not. Why is he sitting up here with us? And then he sits down and like I'm like, no, bro, like look him up. Like that's definitely Cam Lewis. They look him up like, oh wow, that's Cam. And we didn't say nothing because I was like, dude, he's just trying to watch the game. And then all of a sudden, like he must have got a text from one of the guys on the sidelines. He walked down to the sidelines. They let him on the field and he started hanging out with a group of guys down there.
Yeah.
But it was cool. It was cool. And then I texted, I texted you guys and I was like, yo, I'm about to go over there and tell him he almost got my ass kicked against Minnesota because I was talking so much junk to that Vikings fan. I was like, yo, I should have walked out to him like, yo, come on, you couldn't have batted that ball down, bro.
No, not at all. Right?
I almost got my ass kicked.
It happens though.
Yo, they got Cole Bishop behind DeMar Hamlin, Mike Edwards, third string safety.
Yeah,
so what happens when you're hurt, though.
Yeah, it's what hurts when you're in.
That's what happens when you're hurt.
What happens when you're injured.
I like Cole Bishop. Go ahead.
We'll go back to the Cardinals game and we'll talk Cardinals Bills takeaways. You remember how this goes, buddy?
Do I remember how this goes?
Yeah.
I'll be honest.
Like keys to the game.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what
I can give you my keys to the game.
Yeah, you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll give you my keys to the game. All right. Well, the good news is for Bills fans, DeAndre Hopkins no longer plays for the Cardinals. Okay.
Perfect.
So we'll start there. I'll break that news to you guys. He does not play for the Cardinals. So you don't have to worry about that. But they have somebody else.
That could be.
They have somebody else that could be better than DeAndre Hopkins. Marvin Harrison Jr.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot of tape on a guy like Marvin Harrison Jr. in the NFL, right? Because he's a rookie. He's damn near like one of the best collegiate wide receivers we've seen come out of college in quite some time.
Oh yeah,
a lot of hype around this guy. We're hoping that guys like not Teron Johnson, but we're hoping that guys like Rasul Douglas and Christian Benford can control a guy like this.
Right, exactly.
We'll see. I'm going to tell you right now. Stop on the offense. Stop Marvin Harrison. Marvin Harrison.
That's the key.
I think It's
The-
tough
the
though.
jerky of the game.
It's tough. It's tough because you got Marvin Harrison starting at wide receiver, then you got McBride at tight end, and then the running back is still James
James
Conner.
Conner.
And James Conner,
And Trey
if you've heard me talk about James Conner in some of these fantasy drafts, I'm pretty sure averaged like almost 5 yards a carry last year. So let me tell you right now, I'm going to change my mind. Slow down James Conner.
Okay.
Slow down James Conner on the defensive side of things. Offensive side of the ball, Dalton Kincaid. Get my boy Dalton Kincaid the ball. But you know what? Let James cook. Let him cook.
That's your
Okay.
plan.
I said it so much last season. I'm gonna pound the table to start off here week 1. Get my boy James Cook the ball, because before Dalton Kincaid started to really take that next step, all late last year when Diggs had his major decline, all late last year was James Cook. James Cook became that guy for
1K
Josh Allen.
rusher.
He
For
was, I would say,
sure.
you could hand him the ball, you could throw him the ball. I know in training camp it's been kind of rough. I've been hearing about some drops, I've been hearing about some fumbles, but give my man the ball. He's a playmaker. I like James Cook a lot. I think you get James Cook and Ray Davis involved. Keep that little midget Kyler Murray off the field. And I think things should work out. Like I said, guys, DeAndre Hopkins is no longer in Arizona Cardinals.
Good.
So,
That's good to know.
but who knows? Like you
You
said,
got-
Marvin Harrison could just be that much better.
He could be right. You
Well,
next?
Yeah, I'm looking. He's a first round pick, first wide receiver to take off the board. I'm looking right past him. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm focusing on Trey McBride,
Are you kidding
Okay.
me?
All right.
coming off of 81 receptions, 825 yards, and 3 touchdowns last year. I think he understandably is the vocal point in this Cards offense, and big time an easy guy for little Kyler not to miss.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Last season the Bills allowed 131 targets, 97 catches, 929 yards, 5 touchdowns, and just about 45 yards per game to tight ends last year alone. I think it's Trey McBride, and we don't have Matt Milano out there. I know we did fine last year with covering linebacker or with covering tight ends, but that's normally Matt Milano's job.
Right.
So that's something to look forward to as well.
I'm with you.
How our
there.
linebackers pair up against a guy like Trey McBride.
Yeah, no, that's a good one too. I'll be honest. So I get where both of you are coming from. I mean, the Bills defense always, like you said, James Conner, we've always had problems stopping the run. So that is a big factor too. But even Trey McBride, look at it. When you're watching the games, that middle of the field's open every time.
Yeah,
I hate to say that.
Just look at every time we play the Chiefs and Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce just loves to sit up at that 5-yard hitch.
Right, every time, and that's all you have to do against the Bill. But so offensively, though,
Get behind the linebackers and get just in front of the safeties, that you can just throw that 5 yards.
that's a big thing. So I mean, I'm honestly on both sides. I'd be more worried about James Conner. I am thinking, but I'm worried about him too. Obviously, Marvin Harrison's going to do
Nothing. I'm not looking, like I said, not to like look past Marvin Harrison, but I just think Trey McBride would be the difference maker up against this Bills defense.
I'm with you though.
Just based off past experiences with tight ends.
Right, exactly. The big thing though is if you can get pressure on Kyler Murray, I think they got that game in the bag easily. But now offensively, real quick, I don't mean to I was gonna say you were talking James Cook, Dalton Kincaid is definitely gonna be the big part of the offense all year. You know, we've been saying it all year, all off season or whatever. But you gotta let Josh do his thing, and it's gonna be an interesting game, but they'll be all right. The Bills will be all right. I'm thinking.
Got one more on defense. Paris Johnson, rookie offensive lineman.
I don't know who he is, honestly.
For the Cardinals, yeah.
Yeah, from Ohio
State,
State.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
No. I know exactly
Whoa.
who you're talking about.
Okay. So he's lined up on the he's lined up at left tackle, left guard. He's on the left side. That's Greg's side. But if I'm the Bills, I know Von's on the other side of Greg. But if I'm the Bills, I'm letting Von and Greg go up against him most of the game. I'm just getting him uncomfortable.
You know what's funny about that? Now we understand how the Bills defensive line works.
It's a rotation,
It's a rotation thing. It's kind of funny. The first depth chart is Greg Rousseau on the other side and AJ Epinesa on the other.
Really?
Von Miller's a backup. With the first release depth chart. But like that doesn't mean anything.
Right, right.
That absolutely does not mean anything in the Bills defense. Like they rotate guys in and out so much that like all those guys are going to get time.
Mhm.
Everybody, yeah.
But that being said, I want to say yes, you have to get pressure, but when you get pressure on a guy like Kyler Murray, you have to contain.
Yeah.
And Kyler Murray he's a headache.
Uh-huh.
Oh, he is.
He's a headache. And this guy, I will say, I think the Cardinals' offensive line, truthfully, is not the best offensive line. So I think the Bills should be able to get pressure on Kyler Murray.
Johnson
But
is the
it's
highlight of the
it's one of the things that kind of ticked me off a little bit about the Bills' defense getting pressure in the preseason was they got pressure, and it wasn't really until the Steelers game that you saw the first string defensive line get pressure and not allow the quarterback to take off. And like Caleb Williams was pissing me off watching that first string defensive line get pressure on him, but they couldn't contain him. He would take off, get a first down. He had a real nice run for a first down, I think on a third and long or something like that, and he ended up converting. So my point being is you got to get pressure, but you have to contain him. And I really do think this Bills defensive line is going to do well with that. Greg Rousseau, I'm absolutely excited for. I thought he took a really, really big step.
Oh my God!
And I mean, he really manhandled the Steelers' defensive line.
Oh, he
I
did.
think he has a chance to do something similar against the Cardinals. But Von Miller, this is a guy that I am going to say as a key to the game for the Buffalo Bills is Von Miller needs to take that big step back to what he was a year and a half ago at this point, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
We need to see that Von Miller, because if you don't see that Von Miller, I'm a little bit afraid of what this defensive line could look like. Because I'm excited about AJ Epineza. He played well last year, but he is not. AJ is not a Greg. Well, I say Greg Rousseau, but Greg Rousseau loves to show up in the first half of the season and kind of disappear towards the end.
Right, exactly.
But he's not a Greg Rousseau. He's just not. So I think the Bills know that Von Miller. He seems like he's. I don't know. He just seems like he's in a better headspace. Training camp looked well for him. Not that we got any look in the preseason, but I think that's a good sign that you don't get any look in the preseason, because if they really wanted to see something out of him, I feel like you would have probably seen him get some snaps. I think they know he's where they need him to be.
For sure. Oh yeah, them two are locks on it for sure.
You got anything, Case, before we move on to the offense?
Defensively, I don't really know. Like I was kind of saying, pressure, contain Kyler, because he's got wheels on him, dude, and he's tough to get down. I know he's small. I mean, he can
makes it harder, bro.
Exactly, he really is, and he's an athlete. I never was too big of a fan of him. He's a pretty good quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
But my big thing is, like you were saying, Von Miller is the perfect example. If he can show up this game, Greg Rousseau, we were talking, Ed Oliver, after the year he's having last year, he needs to have another year like that last year to prove, because I mean, he's got it. He made the money. He got the sign in. He's up there with the top D tackles. He's going to be doing this thing for sure. Other than that, though, not really. You get to Kyler Murray, that's your plan, I'd say, right there.
All right, we'll move on to the Bills' offense. I'll go first this time.
Go ahead.
Cardinals safeties, they've been solid for a few years now with two vets in Jalen Thompson and Budda Baker.
Yep.
But if I'm Joe Brady, I'm Josh Allen, I am testing those corners. They got a new corner room.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
They got Sean Murphy Bunting coming over from the Bucks, and they got a rookie from Rutgers, Max Melton.
Never even heard of him.
He's like a second round pick.
Okay.
They got an all new corner room. I'm testing those corners every chance I can get. They have no familiarity with each other besides the offseason. I'm testing them, and I sent you, Chris, because we were going over parlay lines the other day, and we were tossing around Josh's line, and I think I sent you this screenshot about one of the Cardinals defensive line.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, yeah, we're definitely smashing Josh's over. So my second one is Cardinals defensive line. What are you doing? I see Zaven Collins, and that's it. Give Josh some QB runs, design runs, let Reggie Gilliam lead block and a guard pulls. Let me see some stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because you can get away with so much from this defensive line. I'm not worried about it.
I think
I'm with you.
I think the Cardinals' defensive line is Zaven Collins, Bilal Nichols, Justin Jones, and Dante Stills.
Okay, I've never heard any.
I was gonna say Zaven Collins is a name that obviously you have circled when
Bilal
you look at
Nichols,
their-
he came over from the
I
Jets.
would say, and then I will say the secondary. Yeah, that's a
Their
new-
secondary
that's a new
solid.
Secondary, it's
It
solid.
is.
Sean Murphy Bunting is a guy that I think that's a solid corner. But they still have two solid safeties.
Right.
They have one of the best free safeties in the game, Buda Baker. I mean, there's
Mhm.
no secret
Well,
about
he's
that.
got to be.
He's one of the best.
Jalen's
And then
been
Jalen
solid for a
Thompson's
couple
been
years.
solid. So
I think he
That
got a new
secondary-
contract.
that secondary is not going to be. It's not going to be a cakewalk, but like Travis said, their corners aren't really deep. Once you look past your Sean Murphy Bunting, like he said, Max Melton, Xavier Thomas. They just don't have a lot. Khalil Clark. I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know what the hell that is.
That's what I mean.
Proves my
Watch
point.
that be one of the corners that ends up blocking up one. But that being said, it does give the Bills a chance on offense to maybe see some of these wide receivers do their thing. I don't know, man. That defensive line. All right, so the Bills' offensive line did they go through some change? Absolutely. Obviously, Connor McGovern switching to center, and then now you got David Edwards playing guard. That's a change, but
For sure.
they didn't change drastically. That offensive line should still be solid, should still be serviceable. They should still be able to run the ball and protect Josh. I just think our offensive line versus what they have on defensive line is just it's so much in the Bills' favor. Just run the damn ball.
That's going to be a
Run the
big
damn
part
ball.
of the game. Like you said, our offensive line last year, we had a top offensive line last year.
Yeah, 100%.
And like you said, if you have a good offensive line and their defensive line, I didn't know any of them guys you named.
Right.
So they got to be coming up or getting older. Anyways, like you said, run the ball. James Cook and Josh on his design runs, run. Oh wait, Curtis Samuel ain't there. He's hurt the first game,
No,
isn't
he'll
he?
be there.
No,
Curtis
He's been
Samuel and
practicing.
MVS.
I think they're both going to play.
yeah, I haven't heard nothing different.
They've been
Oh,
both
really?
practicing.
Wasn't it a thing though at some point?
I heard about
But
that.
they didn't land on IR or anything. So
So they're-
okay.
They're both listed as questionable, but they're both at practice with blue jerseys on and not even like red contact. I thought MVS was going to be out for quite some time, but it turns out here we are.
must have been like a pinched nerve or
So
something.
he's like I said, all these guys in blue contact jerseys. So that's a good sign for the Bills. But here's what I want to focus on is when you look at the offensive line and you want to single out a battle on the offensive line is one of the best left tackles in the league. Deion Dawkins going against Zaven Collins. That's it right there. I believe they're both on the left side if I'm not mistaken. But that's a matchup right there.
It's a battle.
That's a matchup right there because that's the only defensive lineman that really gives me any concern. I think our interior, like I said, our interior line really honestly, I think it's solid. I don't think David Edwards is a bad guard by any means. I do get nervous about Connor McGovern because the whole entire preseason, all we heard about was the whole snaps and stuff like that, like the snaps.
Mhm.
Like I remember I watch Buffalo Plus on YouTube, and they after every practice they do like a 30-minute little show, and it was something that was highlighted almost every single day. Was that Connor McGovern, just the snap exchange between him and Josh was always messy. That's something that obviously we didn't get a really big glimpse of that in the preseason because both of them really didn't play that much. But you got to wonder, like that's something that maybe raises a little bit of concern going into the regular season here. But I really like where the offensive line is. I've always been. Last year I told you I was always a pound the ball, like pound the rock, get James Cook involved, and I'm not changing. I'm not changing that. Week 1, pound the rock. The wide receiver course still gets me a little nervous.
It
Still
does.
gets me a little nervous.
Me too.
especially when we only carry 5.
Yeah, I
We'll
don't
see
know what's
what
up with that.
happens. We'll see what happens.
I really can't tell you what's up with that, but it gets me a little nervous, man. I'm not gonna lie to you.
All right.
What else you got next, man?
Before we get in the weekly pick'ems, let's talk about some. Did it happen today or late yesterday? Restructurings of AJ Epinesa and Daquan Jones.
Yeah.
Freed up about $2 million. So in total of cap room for the season, we know Bean likes to have a little comfortable in case injuries happen late in the season, early middle of the season.
Right.
They freed about $2 million Bills have about 3.25.
Yeah.
And cap room right now could change, could go down, depends on how the season goes. But I thought that was nice. Of AJ and Daquan.
Oh yeah,
I thought it was a nice Daquan. I thought it was a nice gesture.
Yeah.
Oh, why not?
Casey falling asleep on us.
Oh yeah. Is it not a nice gesture?
No, it is.
Casey's like, man,
I'm falling
tired,
asleep.
man.
Listen, I had a late night last night. I
Alright,
was up
that's
too
fair.
late, yawning at work all day. All right, I don't want to go off topic.
No, that's true.
We still got stuff to talk
this,
about.
This has certainly been something that has happened on the BillsAholic pod. We've gotten off topic before, so it's okay.
Hey, it's okay. It's a
Yeah.
podcast.
We'll get off topic.
It happens. It happens. It wouldn't be a podcast without it.
No,
Right,
that's
but-
It's huge though. Two defensive line restructuring, helping the team out, helping the GM out.
right.
Hey, we'll take it. All right, weekly
Take it.
pick'ems.
Don't worry, Maranto. There's nothing you got to do here. There's nothing. We got it under control.
You can
We got
put
it under
your
control.
input in.
There
if
we
you-
go.
If you want your input, that's up to you.
We start out with Thursday night football. Ravens
Oh,
at Chiefs.
I do remember what I have to do here. This
What?
is one of my jobs.
This is Chris's job. He has to make sure we don't cheat.
Yeah, this is
What's
my
wrong?
job to keep track of what teams we go with
Okay.
on my notes.
All right.
All right, Ravens at Chiefs Thursday night football. The game we all got highlighted because it's the first game of the season, baby.
Yes,
We're
sir.
back. We're back.
Rematch.
No Hollywood Brown. I don't know about the Ravens.
I haven't
Look,
heard anything really.
Look, I'm gonna keep this simple. I'll make the first pick of the season.
I heard that Derrick Henry comment. Did you guys hear the Derrick Henry comment the other day?
Mm-mm.
About the Ravens and Chiefs championship game. Derrick was saying like he wishes that he was on the Ravens back then when they played them.
Oh yeah, I did hear about
Look,
that.
Look, I will make the first pick.
I
do it.
can't
I
bet
will
against the Chiefs, man.
Okay, all right. Travis did it for me. I was gonna say, how can you pick against the Chiefs here, man? In their stadium, they just went back to back. They're looking to go back to back to back. Obviously, we hope that doesn't happen, but there's no way I'm betting against the Chiefs on Thursday night football.
You can't.
I got something to say about
I
that.
like this. Come on.
I got something to say about that. This is my reasoning. I might have to go Baltimore here just because, okay, they want to get their get back from what happened last year in the playoffs, the AFC Championship. I know I say it all the time that I am not a fan of the Ravens. If I had to root for somebody here, as a Bills fan, I'm rooting KC. I hope KC wins.
See, I hope the Ravens.
I can see the Ravens winning because my reasoning is, look at it last year. Kansas City came off the Super Bowl, played the Lions at home
Lions
the first
stunned
game and stunned them. I think Baltimore
that happens
could
2 years in a row.
I think it can happen
Look.
2 years in a row. Give me Baltimore.
All right, it's on there. It's on there. Baltimore it is. So we go Chiefs, Ravens.
I'm hoping it's the Ravens. I'm hoping I'm wrong here.
Boys. Well, okay. Can we root for a tie?
Wait, I do have it
Can-
one
Can,
time
we root
last
for,
time.
can I root for a tie?
Yeah, we could. Can I say one more thing? My
Yeah.
bad. I don't mean to go. So this is the other thing I want to say is KC in the regular season, the Bills own them. If you go back and look at the numbers, we can't beat them in the playoffs. They can't beat us in the regular season.
I know.
Kansas City worries me more than the Ravens. And if the Ravens can lose this game, this is why I want KC to win. Wait, hang on one sec. How am I saying this? I got it wrapped around wrong in my head. Kansas City for sure. We can own Kansas City in the regular season. The Ravens, I'm kind of scared about a little bit. You don't know. You know what I mean?
Look,
Comes the record wise, say Kansas City beats them week 1. Baltimore's got that one loss. Buffalo's got to win, obviously, is the one thing. I don't mean to hold you. Go ahead.
no,
finish.
no, no,
Go
no,
ahead.
no, no. I like what you're saying. I like where you're going with
You're
this.
over here laughing at my hot take.
It's no, I'm not laughing. I like where you're going with it. I just really, if I'm going to be 100% real,
Yeah, no.
I'm always afraid of the Chiefs just because of what's happened for the Bills, right? I think the Ravens are a bigger threat in the AFC. If I have to be honest, I think the Ravens are a bigger threat in the AFC than the Kansas City Chiefs are.
I think the opposite. That's just mine.
I won't bet against Mahomes because I've learned that it's just not something you should do.
Mhm.
So you're gonna see me. I would like to. Look, I'm not the best weekly pick'em guy. I would like to be better this year,
Yeah.
and that's why I can't bet against the Chiefs here. So
No, it's all right.
give me KC. But all right, Friday night football. We're not talking about high school ball. We're not talking about high school ball. We're talking about and when I tell you where the game's played in Brazil, we're not talking about soccer. All right, we're talking about NFL football is being played in Brazil.
In Brazil,
they might not be allowed to leave the hotel because of their colors.
Yeah,
Darius Slay, he doesn't even know why the hell the game's being played here.
Yeah,
telling his family not even to show up because they're not even allowed to leave the hotel because of violence.
Yeah, right.
Ironic, like I said, to hear from a Philadelphia Eagles player. But Packers at Eagles, the NFL when they sat down this week, when they were like this. We know the fans haven't watched football in forever. Let's get them. Let's draw them in. One of the best AFC matchups you could have. But I'm going to tell you right now, this is one of the best NFC matchups you could have because the Eagles obviously are the Eagles, right? But the Packers, that's a young and upcoming team in the NFC. I mean, I'm a big Jordan Love guy.
Yeah.
I really like what the Packers are doing. I'm excited about this matchup. I'm curious to hear what you guys' takes
are. You cracked me up.
You go ahead.
I saw that tiny shot you took at the Eagles fans again.
I always have to.
You want me next?
No, I just had to add in my little note or add in my little comment of Chris cracking me up because he took a jab at the Eagles fans again.
Oh yeah, he was hating on him.
I always, I have a tendency to do so. If we really, really, really blow up, which obviously that's the goal, right? That's the whole point of doing what we're doing. That's the grind.
Right, exactly.
Once that gets dug up, the amount of times I throw hate on the Eagles fans, I am going to be banned from Philly. I on TikTok, quite literally, I'm already banned from Philly.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of people that are like, yo, you won't say this if you come down to Philadelphia. You know my ass isn't coming down to Philadelphia and saying that.
Oh no.
I'm sitting in my seat and I'm
watching
Eagles
the
fans
game.
are great, man. Eagles fans are great.
No, they're not.
We know. No, they're not. No, they're not. We know how I am
though.
though.
I got something to say about this game. You want me to go now?
No, you go now.
Okay.
I'm interested.
So listen. So I'm liking the Packers side at winning this game. It's in Brazil too, so it's not. There really isn't a home team. I'm gonna go Philly here, but my one hot take that I did want to tell you guys, this is a potential AFC and NFC championship games Thursday and Friday night.
I didn't know the Bills are playing Thursday night.
Get out of here!
Whoa!
Look at.
I know. I agree.
Is that not
agree.
a good? That's a hot take.
I absolutely agree. I
wait,
hate
the
it.
49ers. I don't know. The Packers are going to surprise people.
I think so. They got a solid team.
You like my shot,
and that's why. And that's
I like
why.
it.
And that's why Green Bay is winning Week 1.
Okay, and I'm gonna go fly Eagles fly.
Sign me up for Green Bay. I like
All right,
it.
Me and Travis
Sign me up.
Man, why you guys going 2-1? I'm the odd guy out.
No, I know.
I'm gonna look good. I'm gonna be smart. You guys
good.
aren't.
I just like Green Bay.
All right.
I'm playing.
I like Jordan Love showing out.
I like betting my money, not my heart.
I like that. All right, the Sunday slate. This one, hey, I always said it. I said it last year multiple times. The most important game on the schedule is right here because it's ours, right? It's
always
Cardinals. Right. Cardinals coming to town. Cardinals at Bills. God, I got to scratch my head on this one a little bit.
No,
give me the Buffalo Bills. Bills by 1 million, baby.
Yep.
Last year, hey, by the way,
this should be a clean sweep.
The mic didn't work. The mic didn't work last year in Week 1. You could hear Travis the whole time. You couldn't hear me. We're gonna throw it back a little bit here. If we could like flash back, we would. Yeah. But I'll take you back to what it sounded like Week 1 last year to when I picked the Jets, and nobody would ever know that I really did, right? Because
we'll show you what it sounded like.
Yeah, I was saying. Pretty much sounded like this. I'm taking the Jets. No. So last year I did pick the Bills to lose the season opener. I was right. Don't worry, Bills fans. I'm taking Bills Week 1 here.
I'm going Buffalo as well.
Clean sweep.
Give me Buffalo.
Clean sweep.
I was gonna say I'm obviously biased, but I have picked against the Bills before, so
that you have
for sure.
Oh, my fault.
Now this.
I was reading the comments. Whoops, I got lost in the sauce.
Oh, we have some comments.
I think that's from your mama.
What's my mama saying? Hang on, I got to check on them.
She says there's a Lockport tailgate party along Main 4. You should do your podcast there. Is that? Oh, where's
it at? I know where it's at, but
when is it is the question. Whoops.
Well, I'm wondering.
On the 12th of September.
Yeah. So
that's a Sunday.
The Thursday night
because we play Thursday. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. We're gonna have back.
It would
There's a
be
quick turnaround here for the Buffalo Bills.
right. Yeah. Oh, that's another thing though. We'll get into that next week. They got a shorter week, but let's hop on to New England
And
at
the
Cincinnati.
Nah. Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
Sorry, I was looking at Vikings Giants. My bad.
Really, really, really would love to see the Patriots go 0-1 here.
You see, I'd really love the Patriots just to stun the fucking Bengals. But it's
I'm
not
thinking
it's not
I'm
going to
thinking
happen.
long game here, bro. Like, I'm
thinking-
no,
yeah.
you're thinking long game. I'm thinking short game. The one thing I'm worried about is let's just win the damn division,
Right.
right? That's where my head's at. But you're thinking like I get it. You're thinking probably AFC seeding and stuff like that. 'Cause
Hey,
you're not worried about the Patriots. I'm not
No,
either.
No.
I'm not either.
We're going to 2-0 them.
I get why you say yo take the Bengals here because you want the Bengals to lose an AFC game, so that makes sense.
What are you looking at?
This guy's gonna have a take. We'll let him get there.
We're going to 1-1 them.
Well,
Hey,
First,
you
let
think
me
they're gonna
go.
split the series?
First, let me. Are we?
I'm going Bengals.
I'm going Cincinnati.
I'm going Cincy.
All right. Other thing I want to hop on. I could see, and I said it last year too. You guys hear me say it all the time. Last year, we go into Foxborough. Belichick beats us for his 200th win. Is that not the story of the league?
No,
course
that's just
it is.
that's
Is
just
it not?
That's
Of
just the
course it is.
script.
Exactly. You got to stick to the script. The Bills will split with New England. They're going to split with the Jets, and they're going to sweep the Dolphins. 4-2. I
All
could
right.
see it
Hey,
happening.
that would probably still win you the division.
Yep, that's all you
So-
need. 4-2.
Yeah, because we'll split the games with the Patriots, and they'll still be like 3-11,
Yeah.
3-13,
Yeah.
or
3-14.
3-14. Sorry,
3-11.
All right.
I was thinking like by week 14 they'll still be 3-11.
Oh, yeah.
Vikings at Giants.
I'll be honest, who's tuning in? Because I'm not watching
Well,
that game.
the good news is you won't be able
Who?
to watch the game.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right. Okay.
We'll be watching the score.
They'll probably show the highlights on the jumbotron.
They
but
might.
but there won't be highlights
they-
from that game.
They might, because I'm gonna be real. The one thing I absolutely just something that pisses me off about being in the Bills Stadium when there's other games going on is they don't show highlights to save their lives most of the time. They show a couple. Be like, all right, we're gonna
They
go to
show the
out of
stats.
we're gonna go to the out of town highlights, and it's like, all right, I seen that on my phone like 3 hours ago.
Right.
Like the Bills Stadium does suck
Yeah.
with that. So you really got to pay attention to the scoreboard.
Who is the Vikings? Is it
Sam Darnold.
Because J.J. McCarthy's done for the year, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
JJ done for the year.
So Sam Darnold versus Daniel Jones. Hey, we get to see our boy Devin Singletary. That's RB1.
Who do you got here?
Jordan Addison playing?
That I don't.
You know what? Honestly,
I'm going Vikings.
give me the upset of the week right here.
Upset of the week.
I think I'm
You
going
got
Giants too.
I'm going
Whoa.
Giants.
Oh,
I'm going
Giants.
you think that's an upset? I'm gonna tell you right now.
Okay,
I
hang
think
on.
no, I don't know what the point spread is.
I was just
I
gonna
think that's
check.
fair, but I'm gonna tell you right now. I think the Giants should probably be favored in this one because the Vikings are playing.
They're at home. They're
Giants are at home. Giants are relatively healthy. Vikings don't even have their starting quarterback,
Minnesota
McCarthy.
too.
and it's
Minus
Minnesota.
2.
I like the Giants here.
You both going Giants?
I'm going Giants.
I'm going Vikings.
Okay, we like that. But I do actually have another upset of the week when we get to it.
I like being the only.
I
one
see
taking
one.
that. That's like one of the games that last year I would have won. Last year, I rewatched the film. Last year I would have went with the Giants there, and I'd have been like, all right, everybody else is going Giants. I'm gonna go against the grain here. When you zag, I zag. Give me Vikings. So
Okay.
Titans at Bears. This is a sneaky good game. I think.
Give me
Nah.
Chicago.
Levis versus.
Give me the
Caleb.
Bears.
Give me Chicago.
The Bears.
At home.
Caleb
Caleb's
Williams'
first
first
game.
His first start. He's got Keenan. By the way, Keenan Allen.
He's
I
got
think.
the captain patch on his jersey. Yeah,
The Bears.
He's digging it. I'm going the Bears. Now,
Is it a Bears sweep?
yeah, it's
Yeah.
a Bears sweep. I think so.
Yeah, I said Bear.
Now, does Caleb lead Chicago to a playoff spot? Early prediction.
I think it's a little too early for that. Obviously, we got to see him play his first game, but
They got a sneaky good team. On paper, their team is nice.
if you just look at that division, you got to worry about Green Bay and Detroit being the Bears. You have to worry about them.
And that's a
two
lot.
teams.
That's a lot, man.
Those two teams are a lot better than the Bears, in my opinion. The Bears haven't. I don't know. They got a decent roster, honestly.
Their offense is nice.
The
Their wide receiver core.
The big thing is going to
They
be
had DeAndre Swift.
yes, forgot about that too. So that's going to be they got Cole Kmet, Odunze,
Odunze,
DJ Moore.
DJ
that's a
Moore,
tough-
and Keenan Allen.
That's a tough
All
wide
right,
receiver
That's
cornerback.
tough.
I got one here for you. Same thing you were telling me in Houston. There's only one ball there in Chicago. You know what I mean? Who's going to really
Well, you got two vet guys that you know are going to get the ball,
right,
and then you got Odunze.
right. I mean,
You got a point. There's only one ball in that heavy offense.
right. That's the big thing.
You got a good point.
But I'll honestly
Now, do you think Caleb Williams
to be-
feels? You think he's forced to feed Keenan Allen and DJ Moore the ball?
no. I bet you they're gonna kind of let him do his thing, type of thing. Not really let him do his thing. Obviously, he's a rookie quarterback. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But eventually, I think it'll get to that. I don't know. Honestly, I really they'll do what they got to do to win games. That's all I can say, really. And the one thing
We'll
to say,
revisit that playoff thing midseason.
mid-season, I was gonna say honestly to be safe, no playoffs for the Bears.
I don't think playoffs for the Bears this year either. I don't give them playoffs. But that gives us the Panthers at Saints. So this is an NFC South matchup.
I don't even care about this game.
I mean,
Good, like Chris said, good thing it's going on while we're watching.
yeah, this is a good point.
Bryce Young versus I don't even know who their quarterback is.
Derek Carr.
Derek Carr. I don't pay attention to the Saints.
I'm going
no, no.
Saints.
Me over here thinking Spencer Rattler. No, I'm playing. Yeah, I'm going with the vet quarterback here.
I'm gonna go New Orleans as well.
Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Get
Safe,
home.
safe. All right.
This will be a game to watch.
This might be a game.
Pittsburgh at Falcons. I do agree. I do think the Steelers and Falcons game is a sneaky good game here.
I'll go off right. Give me Atlanta at home.
Atlanta Jags.
Atlanta.
You know what?
What you mean?
Oh, you said
Atlanta
Jags Dolphins. You threw me off.
No, he
I
said
didn't say no.
Pittsburgh Falcons.
You just
Did I
said
say Jags Dolphins?
No, you did.
You
Nobody
did.
even brought up
Whoa,
the Jags.
time out. Now
Nobody
you're
even
gonna
brought-
be thinking I'm crazy.
Nobody even brought up the Jags and Dolphins game.
No, because I was looking at the Jags.
Didn't
so
I
we
say
can-
give me
we
Atlanta?
can-
I keep
instant-
no, you did, but I'm always looking a week ahead. Or I'm
Didn't
looking
he
a
just
game
say the
ahead.
Atlanta Jags?
That's what he said. The Atlanta
I said the
Jags.
Atlanta Jags because I thought we were on Jags and Dolphins.
You confused me there.
My bad.
All right.
Pittsburgh
I'm
at
always looking a
Falcons.
game ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Hop on. Who's your
Yeah,
picking?
Pittsburgh Falcons. I'm going Falcons. I like Kirk in this offense. He's really going to bring out Pitts and Drake London.
Give me the Steelers.
Okay, now explain. Just
So-
like we did.
So I'm gonna be
Why, did
very
you pick
honest.
Pitt?
I'm picking the Falcons.
Oh, Falcons.
So I'm gonna
Good
be very.
case.
I'm gonna
Good.
be
You're on the
very-
winning side.
I'm
You're on
gonna
the
be-
winning side.
I'd love to hear this right here.
He likes
Hopefully-
Russ.
I would say I do like Russell Wilson in that offense. I think that offense is going to take a little bit of a bigger step because of the fact that I absolutely hated what the offense looked like under Kenny Pickett, and then obviously I've already told you how I felt about Mitch Trubisky in the past with them, but
For sure.
I think they finally have a quarterback that we saw move the ball at times for the Broncos. Like, I mean, I can't look any further than when they played the Bills, and he did move the ball with Cortland Sutton multiple times against the Bills.
Mhm.
I think he's got a little bit of a better, I don't know, offense around him. I mean, he's got a very serviceable tight end. He's got George Pickens. I know I'm probably missing somebody in the wide receiver
Real quick
core.
on that. Does George Pickens finally get the fucking love he should?
Well, he should.
He
He should, and I think it's because he's got a quarterback that can get him the ball a little bit better
Yeah.
now. So I think, and you know what, I'm really big on Jalen Warren in the backfield. I think Jalen Warren's a better running back than Najee Harris. I think he offers a little bit more. Najee Harris is still a serviceable back. The Steelers' offensive line is not a terrible offensive line, although Broderick Jones got his ass handed to him by Greg Rousseau in the preseason.
Mhm.
I really do think this is a solid game. I get where you guys are coming from on the Falcons side. I think Kirk Cousins does move the football really well. I think that's going to be great for the Falcons offense because, again, that's a team that has lacked in the quarterback position the last few years, and now they finally have a quarterback that can kind of get it done a little bit better and maybe utilize some of the weapons that they haven't been able to.
Yep.
I don't know. I like Pittsburgh's odds coming into Atlanta. I think this is a sneaky good game. I got the Steelers edging it out.
No, I like that. I mean, honestly, just one quick little thing. I obviously went Atlanta for Cousins and their offense and everything too, but not to be mistaken, they probably have Jesse Bates, one of the best
One of
safeties in the league,
safeties,
if
but then I
not
look
the
on the other
best.
side, Minkah Fitzpatrick.
Don't they have didn't Atlanta sign the safety from Denver?
Justin Simmons.
Justin Simmons.
I think they did.
Their
So-
defense is low key.
That their Falcons are going to be a team to watch this year.
AJ Terrell.
Yep, that's what I
Yeah.
mean. All right, who you got
All right,
here?
Now we're on the Jags and Dolphins.
Jags and Dolphins.
The Miami Jags.
Yeah.
Is this a 4:00 game?
I should
This is-
for future I should write down the times.
I forgot.
Well, now you got. Hold on. I'll look.
All right, run around. What you got? Where are we going
It's a
and
1:00
why?
game. This is the last 1:00 game on the schedule.
Okay. Where are we going and why, buddy?
I want Tua to get us some points. I do.
Oh, Tua's gonna have a day.
But part of me wants to pick the Jags here. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I mean, that's a good football team.
I don't have the explanation, but I just like the
Oh,
Jags here.
No, it's perfect.
All right.
I'm honestly gonna
He's
go.
jagging off.
I am jagging off week 1.
I'm gonna go with the Dolphins.
I'm gonna go with Miami too. I'm gonna say Dolphins.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. I want to be wrong. That's a loss that I'll be happy to take. Texans at Colts. If Tank was here, we'd tell him it's the second most important game of the week.
Now
It probably is.
Texans are good on. They're the better team on paper. Colts always play them good. They
Mhm.
always give
Always.
them a hard fucking time. Give me the Colts here. Give me
Okay.
Colts week 1. AR's back. He's bringing it.
I'm going Texans.
You're going Texans. Okay, honestly, that's a tough game.
It's an interdivision. Texans are good on paper.
I'll
Colts
go-
always give them a hard ass time. I just like the Colts week 1.
I'm gonna go with Indy for
All
sure.
right, I'm the only one. I'm the only one.
I think everybody's is. I think Richardson's good. He's just gonna have a year.
Yeah,
I picked him. I wanted to when I did my draft. I was like, I could have gone and picked a safe quarterback, but I'm like, no,
I got
I'm
him-
gonna try. I want to try to split when I'm doing fantasy, and I'm like, I think he was off to a good start. I think the injury was a learning curve for him. I think he's going to be smarter. I just like the way he plays, and I think that's a fun team. I think that team is gonna. I think he's gonna show up this year, and he
Mhm.
already was showing up. Let's be honest.
Yeah, for the 5 game.
Now
yeah.
he's got, and now that team's had a year to get him some pieces, not just on his side of the ball, the other side of the ball. So, and I think people are sleeping on the Colts a little bit. I think the Colts are gonna. I'm not saying they're going to Super Bowl, but they're going to certainly have. I think they're going to have a pretty good year.
Oh, I'm with you there, buddy.
I'm a fan of AR.
Tank's a happy guy somewhere. Tank's
Oh,
a
yeah,
happy
he
guy
is.
right
Maybe it's because he reminds me a little bit of Josh.
now. I agree.
That's who
I
he
agree.
honestly kind of reminds me. That
He's got
strong
the arm.
arm.
He can scramble.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Mhm.
The
That's why
size.
he was one of my favorite prospects coming out. That's why I actually liked him a lot. At the time, I told you. I
You-
liked
you
him a
liked him
lot
more than
more
Stroud.
than Stroud. And Stroud has completely changed my mind. I will be very real about that. I said Stroud was. I'm never an Ohio State quarterback guy. I never am. I'll pound the table right now. I really just. You cannot tell me that Ohio State produces amazing quarterbacks that produce awesome wide receivers, but they've never been a quarterback school. And that's why I was like, Stroud's just not him. And Stroud has completely taken me back. And I really do think, Stroud's just a
Can
really
I?
good
Yeah,
quarterback.
I want to touch on that real quick, and I apologize for cutting you off. Stroud, obviously, you know me. I love him. Obviously, I didn't think he was going to be this good. He had one of the best rookie seasons by a quarterback ever. I don't really like the way he's talking like right now. He's in the media. He's a top 5 quarterback in his eyes. He's this and he's that.
Josh ain't one of them.
And Josh isn't one of them, is what he said. And I understand it, like I was saying. And then now they put the pieces around them. You had a vet like Stephon Diggs. You had
Joe Mixon.
you had another vet with Joe Mixon. Somebody else I was just gonna say. Tank Dell and Nico Collins, the years they had last year with you know what I mean?
That
They
tight end over there
started-
in Dalton Schultz.
Don't forget about Dalton Schultz either. And I don't think they're gonna be terrible, but I don't think they're gonna be like they're not gonna go as deep as they did.
So
last year.
you're with John, like what John said a couple months ago.
First round access.
Stroud sophomore slump.
Yeah, I'd say a
Alright.
sophomore slump. I don't think he's gonna be terrible, but he in my eyes, he's not a top 5 quarterback. Yeah, I hope maybe I'm wrong. You know what I mean? You never know, but My bad. Let's get into the next
I
one.
respect it. I respect it.
Is that a new
That's
comment right there?
that is what's up, Emerge fam.
How's it going?
That's done.
There we go. How's it going, my boy? All right, another division game. Raiders at Chargers. Raiders. This is gonna be these two.
Gardner
you wanna talk
Minshew.
You want to talk about teams that usually play each other hard? It's usually these two teams. Although I will say, late last year, I don't know if you guys remember the last Raiders and Chargers game. The Raiders just absolutely shit all.
Oh yeah, yo,
the Chargers. It was like 63-10 or
something
something.
like that. I remember
and
that.
then Jack Jones had that crazy one-hand
Yeah,
pick
it's-
six. So I remember that game very vividly. And I will tell you right now, I do like the Raiders head coach a lot. That's why I said that he was going to get the head coaching job, and I was made of a fool on the podcast last year when I said that was going to happen. And I was right. Their head coach gets them boys ready to play. They are not losing this game.
Does he? They have the guy from New England when Brady
Gardner-
was there.
oh.
No, the OC, the head coach. Who's the Raiders coach?
It's what's it called? It's my gosh, I can picture his face. It's
I feel like
no,
Josh.
No. Josh McDaniels has been gone for a long time. It's Antonio Pierce.
Oh yeah. Okay. All
I
right.
say, and I knew it was Antonio something, but Josh McDaniels has been gone for a long, like not a long time, but like almost a year.
Oh, I didn't
a couple
know.
weeks into the season, right? Like 7, 8 weeks into the season.
Oh okay.
All right. I'm going Raiders. I really do like that Raiders team. Gardner Minshew is not a bad quarterback. He's not going to win you a Super Bowl, but he's going to win you some games. And I think the Raiders are going to win this game.
Yeah, I think you're onto something. I'm gonna also take the Raiders too. I don't know what to think about this Chargers offense yet.
And we'll see.
Nothing really opens my eyes on that offense.
I'm
All
saying
right.
they got the quarterback, but the wide receiver room is a little sketchy.
Losing Keenan Allen, losing Mike Williams.
They did add Ladd McConkey.
They did. It's Ladd McConkey and Quentin Johnston,
And Quentin Johnston, we know,
Jalen
has a
Guyton.
big question mark over his career
Oh
so
yeah,
far.
he is right. Exactly.
yeah, give
I
me the
mean,
Raiders.
This one's tough for me too, as well. Divisional matchup, either of them can win. The Raiders kind of just. Justin Herbert wasn't there last year when the Raiders did that to him. I'm gonna honestly go. Give me the Chargers.
I already started spelling it because that's just what it sounded like he was going.
They're the home team there. They got it.
Broncos at Seahawks.
Super Bowl matchup. No, I'm not.
Give me the Seahawks. Give me the Sea Turds.
You a Bo Nix guy?
I think so. That's why I will tell you right now. I drafted Cortland Sutton in a couple of different leagues here, and I think it's because I do think Bo Nix, of the rookie quarterbacks, is one of my favorite. If I'm being honest, he's one of my favorite.
Oh,
I think he's going to be able to. I think at first, I think he's going to be one of the better rookie quarterbacks. And I will say I think he gets the ball to Cortland Sutton a lot. I really do think Cortland Sutton is I think he's a good wide receiver for the Broncos. Like I really do. And they've got
Jerry Jeudy's
they've got
gone.
two solid running backs.
Patrick Cut.
I don't know. I think the Broncos.
They're gonna be a bottom feeder this year, unfortunately.
I got the Seahawks here.
Yeah,
My bad.
I think the obvious answer is Seahawks
I'm
here.
gonna go Seattle as well. Now this is a game that we need to talk about.
I agree with
Commanders,
John.
bro.
Herbert is a hurt case.
What did he
Oh,
say?
Herbert is hurt case.
Oh, Herbert is hurt. He said
He's not playing.
No,
I thought he said
can't.
I thought he
Really?
said Herbert is a hurt case.
I'll look into it. Go ahead.
He's definitely he's on the injury report. He is right. Oh, it says he's diagnosed with he's got an injury in his foot. He was in a walking boot for 2 weeks. He's gradually been ramping up his activity and should be fine to start Sunday versus the Raiders here, despite his questionable designation.
Okay, we'll see.
Yeah, so it looks like he's playing. But yeah, he is hurt.
We'll see if that foot plays into effect.
Hopefully it happens, John. I want to look smart, buddy. We'll see. All right, on to America's team playing
that's a game.
the Cleveland Browns
That's a
in
game.
Cleveland here.
What time is that at?
That's a 4:00 game. I'm starting here. Give me the Browns.
Oh yeah, it is. 4
Give me the
o'clock.
Browns. I'm taking Cleveland here. You
That
want my
Cleveland Browns
reason?
team.
Your boy CD's on the other team.
I know, man, but we'll see. I like that Browns defense.
I love that Browns defense.
And
too.
if I'm going, John's watching me. I hope John's still watching
he is.
me.
Oh, yo, he definitely is.
He said that they're going to the Super Bowl last year. I'm riding with it again this year. Cleveland to the Super Bowl. Cleveland to the Super Bowl, John, right? You better hop up in the comments real quick.
I'm gonna go Cleveland here too.
He better hop up in the comments and give a big hell no.
No, he's gonna.
I'm gonna go Browns here.
John was talking big about the Browns last year.
All right, you guys persuaded me. Go Browns.
You're not going Dallas?
No, I'm not going Dallas.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't be shocked if you just persuaded the table to go Cleveland as a sweep, man. So
That's going to be the upset of the week. But
If
I don't
you're
know.
wrong,
Is
we're
that
all
really?
wrong.
no, it's not an upset. That
Who's-
Browns team is a solid football team, man. It's not an upset.
They beat the
They
49ers
did.
last year.
They did. This podcast remembers when Jack Riley called
Oh,
out.
yeah.
He called out. He said, "Hey, the Browns are going to beat the 49ers," and we thought he was crazy, and they did it. So I don't put anything past them. And then the final game before Sunday Night Football, Commanders at Buccaneers.
Give me the Bucks. Don't care.
Yeah, you know,
I don't really care about this game.
I'm gonna go Bucks too.
I'm going to go Tampa as well. Buck. Give me the Bucks.
All right. All right,
These are
Sunday
some
Night Football.
two
This
games.
is another really solid game. Rams at Lions. I'm going to be real. As much as I think the Rams team is going to play the Lions hard, I still think the Lions are the better football team. Dan Campbell is a hell of a coach. It's a hell of a football team they got there. I think the Lions probably win this game.
Go ahead, Travis.
Yeah, I think both offenses are going to come out firing.
I'll put Rams for you right now. Casey,
I'm
if
going
you're
to
not
go
going Rams.
Detroit.
Oh,
Detroit.
okay.
I'm going
That was
Detroit.
my
I'm
plan.
going
I
Detroit.
wasn't sure if you were gonna go.
I like the
you're going
the
to
Lions
do it.
this year. They got a little chip on their
I
shoulder.
hope somebody picks the underdog in this game.
Oh, Jets at Niners.
Yeah,
Give me,
not a fucking chance.
give me the Jets.
What?
Give me the Jets.
You're standing on it.
Give me the Jets. I'll stand on it right now.
Look into the camera and say it.
What's that camera?
There's a lot of them. Give me the New York Jets on Monday Night Football.
Okay, you
In
heard
fact, I-
Moranto?
I mean,
He
I would
heard.
say- and
What's
six-
the odds that he runs out and trips over his own shoelaces? And that's what we're gonna-
Hey, I-
give me.
I mean, he's
Aaron-
getting older. I mean, like I just fall down all the time now. I'm older. You know, it happens.
okay,
You know,
all right,
just
that's
not
fair.
even a
You're
good
gonna make
reason.
me give you a reason.
No.
Okay.
I want to hear Aaron Rodgers'
Oh, my-
stat line for Monday night.
Okay.
Oh, he's gonna have
All
a
right.
heyday.
So I'm gonna tell you right now.
I'm hearing big things about the Jets. I'm not lying.
Look. Garrett Wilson's gonna have a day. That's
No,
gonna be
no,
the
I
guy
don't
that
wanna
gets.
hear Garrett.
That's gonna be the guy that gets the ball.
I want to hear Aaron Rodgers.
What's this guy doing?
Oh,
No.
I'm writing Aaron Rodgers' stat line down.
Oh, Aaron Rodgers. He's gonna go.
I got a line for him.
He's gonna go 26 of 43. 26 of 43. Give me
26 of 43, buddy. Got it?
26 of 43. Give me 317 for yards.
I was gonna say 318, so pretty close.
317 for yards. Give me 3 touchdowns, no picks. Has a day.
I like it against the team where. Oh, I just had another thought though.
But you know who's gonna have a really good day too is Brees Hall.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Yo, make that instead of 3 touchdowns, make that 2 touchdowns real quick.
Or now are we?
The pod's
counting
not over, so I can lock that in.
One rushing and one passing, like it's just touchdowns.
So that's just passing touchdowns. I'm not giving him any rushing touchdowns, but I do think Brees Hall has a day. I just don't think the Jets are going to score 5 touchdowns on the 49ers.
No, that's going to be a defensive battle.
I'm going Jets. You guys going 49ers?
Yeah, I'm going the Niners.
I got to hop on the 49ers.
I can't blame you.
No, I like the upset, man. That's a good. I mean, how much? Does anybody know the line on it?
No, it's probably
I want to pull
Niners
that
are
up. My bad.
probably decently favored.
Oh yeah, I'd imagine, but hey, you never know, right?
Did you speaking of
3.5.
line, do you have a parlay?
I do have a parlay.
I think
Locked
I
in
think
the-
what we're gonna do.
Did you make a DraftKings account?
I will. But here's what I think we're gonna do as the BillsAholic pod is I think we're gonna come up with one parlay that the BillsAholic pod's gonna lock in every week,
Like together.
like together. And this will be the first one. I'll back it. No matter what it is, I'll back it. But I think the BillsAholic pod
Let me
comes
go
up
on my DraftKings.
with a parlay, and that's gonna be.
And we'll post it to our socials.
Yeah, that'll be a new
All right.
that'll be a new segment that we'll get into starting tonight.
We
But
are
yeah, that's
21.
That's the weekly
The
pick'ems.
joys of being 21.
That's the weekly pick'ems right there. Obviously, next week we'll see. We'll have some records up there, and we'll see who picked the best. Pick the best schedule, man. I'm excited.
I'm excited too.
It starts on
honestly.
Thursday.
I'm feeling good about a couple of them.
I'm feeling good too. Maybe my Monday night one, I'll be like off.
You want to swap it?
No. Once
No,
it's in
it's
my
locked and
phone, it's
loaded.
locked in.
Jets are gonna be a squad
We'll
to
go-
watch this year.
We'll go a few weeks into the season, and then we'll start thinking about some what are those fucking called?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
We did the wing challenge, and we did the Bills game.
Well, I just see those as YouTube videos. I don't know. What are you talking? Like I know what
Stipulations.
stipulations. Yes.
Stipulations.
We'll come up with some stipulations.
We'll let a few weeks go by in the season, then we'll start thinking
All
of
right.
stipulations.
We'll have some stipulations. But Travis, hit us with our week 1 parlay of the week.
BillsAholic Pod parlay. Now, I was talking to you guys about Josh Allen rushing. There's a reason why I put that down in the key of the game because I'm kind of biased here. His line's a little low.
Okay.
I'm locking in Josh Allen over 26.5 rushing yards against the Cardinals defense this week.
Whoa, why is
Hey,
it so low?
It's a week 1 line.
Vegas always knows something.
I know it
Vegas
is Vegas,
always
but it's a
knows
week
something.
1 line. It's a week 1 line. 26.5.
Josh
rushing yards.
is either gonna pound that or he's gonna have a day through the air, man. It's just no in between.
Okay, I locked it in. It's already locked in. I placed the bet for $14.
All right.
Now my second one, Pat Fryermuth over 19.5 receiving yards.
Okay.
Again. Oh yeah. Okay.
All right.
And then this is a 3-leg. My third leg is Deontay Johnson over 34.5 receiving yards.
Okay.
I like it.
$14 pays $48.
I like that.
I think Vegas is onto something there. Josh Allen, I got a perfect stat right now. Josh Allen for 25 yards rushing next week.
Yeah.
Pat Fryermuth, 3 catches, 18 yards.
Yeah.
And Deontay Johnson's gonna have like
Yeah, you
2 catches and 8 yards.
that comes out true. I'm not talking to you for the rest of the week.
Honestly, that's gonna be tough when he's on the podcast next week, and we're just like, all right, it's just gonna be Chris. Chris is gonna have to give the message from Travis to Casey.
That's
But
funny.
yeah, that's my part. That's the BillsAholic.
I like it. Honestly, I feel like it could hit. I feel like them 3, honest to God, I think all
come
3
on,
of them could hit.
Yeah. Well, it's a week 1 line.
Now you're telling me Josh Allen doesn't run over 26 rushing yards? He
I don't
probably
know, man.
pops out.
Sean McDermott might see him take off and be like, all right, back on the bench.
Yeah,
He'll do the be smart thing.
yeah, that's
from
what he
last
does.
year.
That's what he does all the
Yeah.
time.
He's gonna see him try to hurdle something. He's gonna be like, oh dear God. He's
He
gonna
may
be
get
Josh.
26 yards in 1 run.
Yeah,
That's what I
there's
see.
a chance.
What about the touchdown in the playoffs against the Steelers? Was it the 50-yard
We will
run?
never forget. We will never forget that.
There are
is
still
one of our
Steelers
favorites.
Steeler
in-
fans
it was in our
crying
end zone.
about that.
There is. Oh,
He was going into a slide.
Yeah, it's
No,
like,
he
come on,
wasn't.
man.
Just shut up. You
Yeah.
lost.
Like,
You
come on.
lost. Hell yeah.
I like that.
They cannot beat Pittsburgh. We got Pittsburgh's number
Oh yeah.
come
Oh, yeah.
playoff time. Important games. Like the first game of the year, who really cares? You know what I mean?
Oh, from a couple years
Like
ago.
they beat us in 1 year.
All right.
It happens. I'm all
Hey,
good.
I would argue for our first episode back in quite some time, that's a pretty successful BillsAholic Pod episode, huh?
I'm with it, guys.
And
Solid.
maybe he'll actually hit me this year. Okay.
Yeah,
All
you
right.
will.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you right now that it felt good to be back. Happy to be back in the studio with the boys. And I mean, I'm ready for a good Bills season. I'm ready to kick this back off. I'm ready to get back on the grind. We left off. We were on a real good hot streak when we left off, and I mean, all the love that we got, we're ready to get back to it, right? Like we're
For
ready
sure.
to get back to it. A lot of people popped out at one point. I think we had 13 people in here tonight, so that's great.
Good stuff.
And
No, we're
that's-
just on behalf of Merge. We're really glad you guys are back. We really love your growth. Nice group of guys. A lot going on here at Emerge. We've already picked up a bunch of new podcasts. We're glad you're back. So yeah, I was excited for you guys, and let's keep it going.
Yeah,
Same.
appreciate
shout
you,
out. I
man.
was gonna say shout out to Emerge as we always
Shout out.
as
Shout out
we
to our
always end
home.
it. I'm gonna say this is we are not anything without everything that's provided to us here. I'll definitely say
No,
that, and all
definitely
the love
not.
that we got coming back. So we're definitely, and then the support from everybody between Maranto and Tank throughout the time we were gone. So I'm definitely real supportive of Emerge, and I love it here. So hey, we'll be back next week, next Tuesday. Don't forget about us Tuesdays at 8:00.
We'll be back after the dub.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share it to some friends, and as always, go Bills.
Go Bills.